العام لمقاولات المغرب.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Your Excellency, Mr. Aziz Akhnouch, Head of the Government of the Kingdom of Morocco, Honorable Ministers, dear President and Director, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. It is an honor to address such a prestigious and inspiring audience at the opening of the second edition of Gitex Africa, placed under the patronage of His Majesty King Mohammed VI, may God assist him. I am sure many of you who attended the event last year were happy to come back to this beautiful city of Marrakesh, combining beauty, creativity, and resilience. Taking a quick tour of the venue, I'm delighted to see how things have developed since last year. Many more visitors and exhibitors compared to last year, and therefore more meeting, more synergies, more deals, and more development perspective for African startup and for Africa. Over the past year, we have seen the rise of many startups in Morocco and Africa overall, and I'm proud to see many of them represented here today, and that's no surprise since a lot has happened in the world of technology since last year. I will mention something which is in all our minds: the accelerated emergence of artificial intelligence. Many of us already use AI tools on a daily basis. Besides transforming our life, AI has the potential to change our economies and to revolutionize many sectors by providing solutions that meet the specific challenges of our continent. You probably all remember how amazed we were when internet was created more than 30 years ago. And yet, we couldn't really predict how essential it will be to our life. Well, it is the same with AI. I will let you imagine how our economies and life will look like in the next few years. Sustaining the growth of Africa as a technology and AI powerhouse is key to the continent's industrialization and growth, and for job creation in a continent whose population will double by 2050. 50% of Africans will be under 25 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to focus on three sectors that are very well represented at this year's Gitex, and which represent great opportunities for our continent, both economically and socially. First is the finance sector, which is the most dynamic in terms of fundraising across the continent. As you know, fintechs play an essential role in financial institutions and access to payment services for a population that is still underbanked. The second sector is healthcare. By using telemedicine and mobile health application, we can bridge the gap in access and quality of care and have a strong impact on Africa's future. The third sector is agriculture, where technology offers the best solutions to achieve Africa's food security. But now that technology exists and is affordable, we need to make sure to channel this innovation effectively. The common point between all these sectors is that their development requires strong PPPs, but also open innovation and access to market. Ladies and gentlemen, despite these great advances, there are many challenges that we need to address if we are to take full advantage of the development of this ecosystem. First, our financial and digital infrastructure still need to be consolidated. We are the least electrified continent in the world, with half of our continent having an electrification rate of less than 50%. Therefore, internet penetration rate is low, around 43%. Investment in electricity and internet infrastructure is essential to bring this solution to the people who need them the most. Secondly, it is essential to support our entrepreneurs and that our entrepreneurs support each other. A prosperous ecosystem is one in which successful entrepreneurs, experts, and large companies all play their part in the development of the whole ecosystem. Numerous initiatives exist, and Gitex Africa is one of them. So let's try to multiply them to grow the ecosystem. We need startups that sees beyond their own country or even their own continent and are inspired by the best entrepreneur in the world. Having the ambition to revolutionize the whole world, and even more important, as it's sometimes necessary to raise funds. Which brings me to the final issue, financing. In 2023, African startups raised 40% less funds than in 2022. Besides the change of scale that needs to take place among the entrepreneurs in Africa, governments need to put in place appropriate funding programs to promote startups. In Morocco, the Mohammed VI Fund for Investment has launched a program to support the financing of startups, in which investment funds only need to raise a third of the funding, with the remainder provided by the public funds. This type of program makes it possible to multiply investment, strengthen support for startups in the early stage of their existence, and better fund mistakes, which is what every startup in the ecosystem in the world needs. Finally, tech and entrepreneurship are essential to keep young Africans home, instead of just worrying about brain drain. We should work on providing a full-fitting environment for our youth to unleash their potential and activate their dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an important time for our continent. We must make the necessary effort to give our young people the means to find solutions to the needs of our populations, but also to conquer the world. Africa is the future. The time has come for our continent to accelerate its digital transformation and unleash its full potential. We have to make it happening now. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Loud. Thank you so much. And now, ladies and gentlemen,